They don't always. I've made some appearances, and John's made some appearances now, and they've done that thing where like some places they're rolling out like where the thumbnails are animated, like you mouse over them or whatnot, and it's like a collection of scenes. Those are actually pretty funny.
Hours of entertainment.
We're back and listen, like they've done that for like a lot. Their program has done it for like a lot of like the Pandora's Fury stuff and whatnot, and it's just us. It's like a montage of like us making goofy ass faces. It's comedy value.
Yeah, I mean, you can't feel overly prideful about it after a while. You're like, nope.
Yeah.
All humans make faces when they don't think they're making faces.
And when you get paused in the middle of them, it looks even funnier.
It's like your mouth hanging open, your hand is in the air for some inexplicable reason.
I can't help but notice I just found a serial killer named Ridgway, and we're hunting a serial killer at the Ridgway factory.
Power.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Wow. That is quite the mugshot. He looks like a serial killer.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Or constipated.
Or a constipated serial killer wearing a toupee. I don't know.
Half my caseload. Half the people on my caseload make this face. It's true.
Presumed to be responsible for more than 90 murders. That's more than the Russian dude.
Wow.
He's an overachiever.
Life imprisonment without parole. Shocking.
Yeah. Pivoting away from serial killer talk.
Why is it that serial killers are always have been married like half a dozen times?
Not all of them have been.
Well, let's see. Claudia Kling Barrows, Marcia Lauren Brown, Judith Lorraine Lynch. Married, divorced. Married, divorced. None of these marriages lasted all that long. I'll give it that.
Well, wow. 88 to 2002 is not too bad.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, that's a valid point. You're right. 73.
She actually stayed with him until after he was convicted.
Yeah, guess that must be love right there.
Well, the first one was murdered, so.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Unless she was divorced. I guess that's a methodology for divorce.
It worked for Henry VIII.
Yeah. You think? Boy, there's a sucky thing. The king says he wants you to be his queen.
No.
I was like,
tough on there, buddy.
We were like, where'd she go? We can't find her anywhere.
Wow.
He know all the time it was his own fault he couldn't produce any male children.
Yeah, no. And every woman after that has had the good sense to head for the hills. She's suddenly taken ill and is living in the country.
Been fun.
And we are. Have we all? I think I'm. Well, I don't require ammo per se, so I think I'm good for equipment.
Grabbed a bag full of muskets.
A whole bag.
A whole bag.
But are they loaded?
Will be.
Sorry, Bryce. Bryce has some PTSD revolving around loaded muskets.
Yeah, last weekend we played a one shot using the Lamentations of the Flame Princess engine, which has joined the list of games that I would like to catapult directly into the sun. It's uniformly terrible, and it was set in the 1650s, so we were riflemen, but it had realistic loading rules. So yeah, it took 4 to 8 turns to load your musket.
Oh my!
Yeah.
That's just not fun. Why play a game? Fun.
Yeah, there's
it's
not.
Real.
No. Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, if it were run correctly, right? Like the scene in the church where there were a couple exchanges and then they just charged us. Like, that's legit. But most of it was us going, we're going to fire, and then keep reloading and keep reloading and keep reloading and keep reloading.
Yeah. What are you doing this round? You want initiative? I'm still reloading my arquebus.
Yes.
I will be done. I mean, I was lucky. I was a fighter and it spurred for a flintlock, so I only had to wait 4 turns.
Yes.
Reloading.
I'd get a sword.
Yeah, I did. I had a
I had
character.
one.
had a
I
sword.
had one of those too.
Yeah.
All bad.
Yeah, but Kevin didn't have anything but a sword. So he was just like, meh, I'm gonna charge in. Musket fire. Meh. Plus there was like a 1 in what was it, like a 1 in 10% chance of
I think it was like 3 in 10. It was like 4 in 10, and then it
misfire.
like went up if it was wet. I'm just like, okay, no, done.
Yeah.
All
It
of
was
this.
lower for me because I sprung for rifled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So good.
ridiculous.
Sound like fun.
It was deep terrible. All right. So I'm gonna put a link in the chat.
Is it to something fun?
It is to something fun. I
All right.
made
It's
a
a
map.
Battle map.
Comprised of other maps.
We have a map. We have a battle map.
Ba-bum.
And so we have little tokens. We're going to move them around the.
No.
What?
That's quite the map there, Bryce.
Wow.
Enjoy my hodgepodge of other things.
Wait a minute. There's a semi out front.
I get in the semi.
We need to investigate that. I'm thinking something's amiss.
Sadly,
Actually, that's in the
50 cents is cut
garage,
short,
isn't it?
a hole opens up and swallows him. So,
No, we're good. Thank you. Because honestly, this looks like literally, because there's something here and I don't know what it is, but it looks like, it honestly looks like a futuristic firearm is what it looks like to me. But
probably it might be what it was intended to be. If that was some kind of like Mech Warrior map or something that I cut the Mech Warrior parts off of.
Okay, now.
For the goat.
For the goat.
The goat.
So yes, this is the Ridgeway factory complex. The bright red lines going around it are an impressive wall comprised of brick and wrought iron. Big openings in the front and back are gates. Small openings in the side are kind of personnel-sized doors. The little black bar there seems to be some kind of smallish building that is of not much regard. Probably some kind of bunkhouse where the workers get to sleep. So yes, that is some. Unless there's anything else we wanted to do before we left Torchwood headquarters, or make any other preparations or whatnot.
No, I'm good.
Have my last cup of tea and get ready to go.
Since the thing's stuck on my finger, I spend the entire trip fiddling around with the ring.
Stop touching it.
Yeah, if you keep playing with that, you're just gonna go blind.
Well, it may in fact cause blindness. I'm not sure. I need to keep trying.
What? You guys being funny? No, I was serious. You may go blind.
We don't know.
Maybe we can use that to our advantage.
Not if it causes blindness to the people who are using. Well, so, in the upper left quadrant, this area here. I take it once we, depending on which way we enter from, which way are we coming in from? Tactically, is everything quiet?
As you it's located in the heart of the Old Nickel slum area, and yes, that is one thing that you guys do notice, that areas such as this don't necessarily keep proper hours. Like more civilized parts of the city do.
But they work their workers all night. I mean, they work their I mean, everything runs. The factory runs all night.
The factory runs all night. The interesting thing is there's not a lot of activity in the neighborhood itself. You would expect there to be, people out, pubs stay open late.
Do we see anyone at all?
You see some people, but they seem to be they don't seem to be paying you much of attention. Seem to be in a hurry to get to wherever they are going.
Okay, I do try to detain someone just briefly. Excuse me.
Kind of stops and was like, kind of looking around, like, what can I do for you?
I'm sorry. Do you live in this area?
Looks at you a bit strange, like, yeah, mate.
I just had a couple of questions. Could you tell me about that area over there, the Ridgeway complex?
his face kind of drops a bit, and his voice gets kind of hushed, like, look, you don't. You seem to, you and your lot seem to be upstanding folks. You don't want to go over there.
You are probably quite right on that score. We probably really don't. However, unfortunately, circumstance has our path going very much in that direction. We would appreciate if you know of anything we need to be aware of. It would be appreciated. And I slip him a coin.
So he takes your coin and kind of, is always kind of looking over his shoulder, like, he's being watched, and keeping his voice down a bit. And he's like, it's a weird place. It runs constantly, and people who go to work there don't always come back. Those that do are different. They don't really remember much of, you can't really talk about it much. It's odd. You ask them about it and they just kind of trail off. Like their personalities are even different, but I don't know what kind of, nonsense they're doing there, but it's weird noises. And I said people get too curious, then and it seems like there are those killings, and those people that those that died, they worked there.
I see. Thank you. I look at the rest of them. Any of you have questions? I hand him another coin.
Takes it. Looks expectantly at the festivity group.
Hey.
I'm messing with the ring and stuff. I'm too focused on that.
Who's in charge of the factory, my good man?
Well, he likes to be addressed as Lord Chestnut. Kind of a weird name, but.
Oh, yes, I know Lord Chestnut well.
It's kind of where you're not friends of his, are you? Look, I don't want to talk out of turn or anything. No, wait.
I'm not. We're not friends. I just know him well.
I don't know that I'm sorry for you then, I would suppose.
Well, actually, we only met once, and that was... Never mind.
Quite disturbing.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
Well, good sir, your help in this matter is greatly appreciated. We won't detain you any further.
he looks even more relieved when you tell him that, and starts, continuing his scurrying to wherever he was going.
Well, it's not precisely anything other than what we expected. So, do a walk around the perimeter.
You sky on the perimeter. It's quite the large complex. The grounds do seem to be patrolled by. They're not monsters. That would be a bit obvious. They're giant monsters roaming around your factory. They do seem like they're pretty capable-looking thugs.
I wonder if this where our officer, our erstwhile missing officers have ended up.
You don't see them out patrolling. I will say that, but they could very well be here. Roaming. Yeah. You see them. There are a number of them. They seem to be moving in two-person teams, kind of rotating through the yard, making sure everything was in order, perhaps. So the skirting around there, because you can see through the wrought iron and whatnot. The upper right-hand thing building looks like a giant, long, rectangular warehouse-looking type thing. Next to it, where there is most certainly not a semi, because they don't exist yet.
It's a large carriage.
Perhaps an omnibus?
Maybe a carriage for a train. Yeah.
There we go. This one is kind of a bit more open than the other buildings. It's not fully enclosed. Best guess from the outside, it would appear to be some kind of processing facility. I don't know what it's processing. You don't know. It is of the active buildings. It is the one whose smokestacks seem to be spitting out the thickest of the smoke.
What does it smell like?
It smells a bit like a tangerine. It's the greatest smell ever. It smells like it doesn't smell that great, actually. It smells like a combination of sulfur and something rotting.
Is it near a major water source? I mean, are we near the river or?
Yeah. Say that you're reasonably near water there. Yeah.
If it's near the Thames, then.
Yeah. You just kind of go kind of hard not to notice that as you're surveying things, Dr. Cornwallis seems to be making a move for your weapons.
I'm sorry, what?
Dr. Cornwallis seems to be making a move for your weapons.
Huh? All right, I actually just watch him for a moment right before he touches them. Then I slap his hands away.
I don't actually make contact. I'm just trying to get proximity and see if proximity with the ring and the guns do anything.
Stop doing that.
The ring does not have any effect on the guns. However, if you were still toting around the pocket watch thing, getting close to Hezekiah, you start to feel that chill starts radiating from your holsters.
All right.
Okay.
I point out.
Find out how we can use this. Okay. We know the ring does not affect your gun. Good.
Yes, but that thing still does anyway. I would appreciate it if you'd stop doing that. because the guns may keep you alive.
Valid point.
Thanks.
And take sidestep away.
All right, so
let's see. Do you notice something else you notice most scouting about? There does seem to be a flow of materials from the processing facility to the blue map there in the lower left quadrant. Seems to be kind of a one-way flow of material from the processing facility into there.
What? Okay, we can't see what that is, obviously, but
no, it appears to be in some kind of crate.
All right. Any ideas, anybody? Which gate do we want to enter from? Two are personal. Two are for, I presume, large deliveries. And is this north and south oriented?
Yes, we're going to say that kind of north is the top, and keep it easy, north is the top of the spreadsheet there.
Are there gated guards? Is it like gate guards? I know that they have people clearly walking around.
Yes.
Very much like guards.
Yeah, the gates are guarded.
How about on the east and west?
They're also guarded.
The same number of guards on each one?
There's only one guard on those gates, on the smaller gates. The main gates have 2 to 3 depending on the rotations.
I'm thinking the east gate. What do y'all think?
Is your plan to go in subtly?
Yes.
So who is the most qualified person to...
Who's our sneaky person?
Yeah. To incapacitate someone without making a lot of noise?
Let's see. Brave, lucky.
Probably be Hezekiah myself.
Without making a lot of noise. No guns, gentlemen.
I'm looking. Hang on. I'm checking my skills. Let's see. That's actually not me. I think that's Fitz.
I was gonna say Fitz.
Yeah, well, it'd be a combination there. Kind of the 3 of you there, because Fogwart's got a 5 in fighting. Fitz has got 4 in fighting, and especially unarmed combat. Hezekiah, you've got a 3 in fighting, with a specialty in kung fu and 6 strength. So the 3 of you are all very capable of using your hands to take someone
people
out.
Yeah, though subterfuge is just not.
Getting up there quietly, however, without being detected. That's
Fitz and Fogwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could use the ladies as a distraction.
Excuse me?
Hezekiah steps backwards.
No, just ask for the gentleman's help to get him distracted from.
I can clearly go up there and bluff my way past those idiots.
Well, if he is indeed looking for... Well, you said subtly.
I did indeed.
If we want a distraction, I mean, I could always go to the front gate and announce that I have this ring.
That might be the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
It would definitely point all the eyes my way.
If that were the only objective, but we don't even want him to know that you have the ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, I guess we'll use it for the backup then. Okay.
So I think we've decided Mr. Nagel will distract the guard while one of you gentlemen take him out.
Yes.
How many guards are at the gate? Is it 1 or 2?
East and west has 1.
Okay.
North and south has at least 2 on each.
At least 2, can be 3 depending on them. This is to kind of rotate around.
So that's why I was thinking east, because it puts us close to a wall. We're shielded by the buildings themselves. It's fairly tight in those areas. So if we go in that way, we're there, it's less likely to be noticed.
Hello, my good man.
So,
What's the
burly
definition of
looking
subtle?
guy is there, kind of looks up at you. It's like, kind of brow furrows. Like, you lost?
No, I'm here to collect the dues.
What?
Yeah. It's like, what are you talking about?
Dues.
Are you collecting for charity? I don't know what you're, I don't know what you're
Mr.
talking about here.
Chestnut's, Lord Chestnut's dues. He asked if he could become a member of the Hellfire Club. Surely he wants to join for real.
Hellfire Club. Love the name. All right, so
Hey, the real Hellfire Club did take place during this time.
It did.
There we go.
Lord
So-
Byron recommended me to come here by himself, so if you don't have time for me, I can surely move on. I mean, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Mr. Chestnut, but I'm sorry, Lord Chestnut.
Give me. It's gonna be. This is gonna give me some resolve and. Yeah, convince, I think, here.
Which was it? Resolve and...
Resolve and convince.
Okay. And is it 1d6 or 2 to add that?
2d6.
Okay. And I can spend a story point, though, right?
You can, and that would add an additional 2d6.
Okay. I will do that.
So 46 plus 8 then.
$23.
So, okay, at first he's just kind of looking at you like, what the hell is this thing going on here? But then you start dropping clubs and Lord Chestnut and Lord Byron. So you kind of change the sense like, I clearly don't have the dues here. I
I forgot. Is Fogwood getting anywhere near us yet? I'm trying to angle myself to get the guy turned from Fogwood so he can walk right up behind him.
Are you Fogwood? Is that your plan?
I'll be sneaking up on him.
Okay, please come up. I have the paperwork right here. I start shuffling through my bags, trying to distract him to watch me.
So he's kind of, intently looking at this because clearly this is something that it seems like that Lord Chestnut would do. So yeah. Given how convincing Fitz is being, I'm not going to make you make a stealth roll there, Lieutenant. So yeah, if whatever you want to wander up on him there, you are free to do so. If that is what you would like to do there.
I'm gonna walk up behind him and conk him on the head with the butt of my sword.
Nice. All right. Well, give me. Let's see. Let's just see how hard the conking is. Give me strength and fighting.
Okay, and I'm spending a story point too.
Oh, I'm gonna brain this poor guy. He's gonna forget math.
$24.
Okay, well, he rolled fairly good, but he is also just kind of your random NPC guy. So yeah, he's intently looking at Fitz, and Fitz is rifling through his pockets for something, and you get your sword out there and just give him a good whack in the back of the head, and he drops like a sack of potatoes.
And we frisk the body, we loot the body and hide it.
Some things never change.
Never, ever change.
Well, if you're looking for him, he doesn't have a lot on him. I will say that.
Damn it! He doesn't have the dues.
Well, he does not have the dues. If you're looking in terms of money, and I said I'm not entirely up on English currencies, but he's got the equivalent of pocket change.
Hello.
What you do find of note are a couple of things. One, he has a revolver and shells. And two, he does have your traditional kind of ring of keys.
Awesome. We'll take those keys, that revolver. You can keep the money. Or we leave him where the urchins can find him. Of course, in that case, he'll be naked soon.
Right, so yeah, he is out of the way.
We always break people around things. I'm gonna say this quick so they know it. Like Liam, like, calm down, dude. Just calm down. Okay.
Which one of these buildings looks the most like Mountain Doom?
Actually, the one in the upper left, but it's probably not the first one we should go to. All right, want to try this one to the upper right?
Sure.
All right, so we're going to the big rectangular warehouse-looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
What could possibly go wrong?
Who knows? Who knows what could possibly go wrong in there? All right. Are we all going, splitting the party? The GM says, hopefully.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Never mind.
I believe there is safety in numbers.
Certainly, because we cannot let the doctor get out of our sight. Who knows what will happen?
He's looking at all the stuff.
Oh my!
That's all
in his eye.
Looking at all the stuff. I like it.
Imagine.
It's like we brought a 3-year-old with us.
A highly intelligent and destructive 3-year-old.
Highly intelligent, destructive 3-year-old. That's exactly right.
Yeah, it takes work. The 3-year-olds are pretty destructive all by themselves. So,
yeah,
I have to excel at everything I do.
Okay. And we'll just actually make sure he's in the middle of our group. Yes, that's a good idea. He has to be in the middle because otherwise there's no telling he'll wander off to.
You'll probably have noticed I'm probably making a point to every surface we come across. I'm kind of putting my hand on it, kind of.
Yeah,
tap.
there's a subtle
Tap, tap.
ping. It seems to be tapping everything.
No reaction yet.
Yeah. Could you stop?
I haven't even scratched, as a matter of fact.
Could you stop doing that?
Well, how else are we going to learn what this thing does?
For now, we're trying to get in without getting killed. Stop touching things.
Would you stop touching things?
This is what I'm used to. Train.
Hands in your pocket.
We could cut your finger off.
Well, if it does come to that, but I'd like to try to keep that as a last option.
All right. How is
Besides,
that?
it would leave a blood trail.
Valid point, yes.
We'll have to do it someplace where we aren't going to be.
And I would scream quite loudly.
Without a doubt.
We considered that. All right. Where is the entrance to this building, Bryce?
All right. So the entrance to the big building there is, you've got two. Closest to you would be the kind of small person-sized door here, kind of on the south end of it. You did notice there's kind of a bigger entrance towards the north end, but yeah, you'd be closer to the one here on the south end.
I'm thinking person door. Is it guarded?
No, it is not guarded. It is locked, but fortunately, you just recently acquired a big ring of keys.
And I am conveniently holding those. All right. Is there a window or anything on this door?
Yes, there is a window on this door.
All right. I just kind of, glance through the door.
You glance at the door, and it's an impressive sight. What you see in there, it's kind of a tiny window, so you can't take in the whole thing, but you're pretty certain. I don't know how fully abreast you keep of scientific developments, but this may very well be one of those airships you've been hearing about.
Oh my. Okay, so here's what I automatically understand. If we walk in there, we're going to have a hard time controlling Dr. Cornwallis.
I don't know why you would say that.
So I know just enough. My technology is 2.
I look at Hezekiah. Why would that be?
Because even I'm fascinated by that. And I'm kind of not all that smart about these things.
I look in the window.
You look in the window, and yeah, it's one of those airships you've there's about course far looks more advanced than the rudimentary ones that are floating around here. The both of you do see that there are not guards milling about, although there do seem to be a couple of them thugs you can see kind of milling about there. Seem to be technicians of some sort doing something.
Okay, we can't quite see the catwalk from where we are, though, can we?
No, you do not have an angle of that. You can kind of see that it's there, but what's up there, you don't know.
Okay.
The doctor goes in escorted.
Yeah.
Take care of some of those guards because his curiosity will take it over. We'll take over.
Yeah.
It's almost like you know me well.
Yeah. So, all right. So it is a UFO. Well, yes, it is. All right. So we don't have guards, but we do have technicians who will raise an alarm. How many do we see?
Your current count is about a half dozen.
And where are they?
They're not by the door. They seem to be kind of spaced down the length of this airship. They might be taking readings. Some of them seem to be making notes.
How about? Oh crap! We're gonna have to break for the cat. We're gonna have to break for the catwalk then. So we open the door, and we just walk over towards the catwalk like we have every right to do just exactly that. That'll never work. There's too many of us.
Plus, the doctor will get a good look at that and.
Yeah, and we'll have to tackle him to the floor in order to keep from touching it. I think Mr. Fitz is going to have to.
Oh!
It was one of those bad ones.
Wow.
Oh, no. Oh my.
Forget that. Sorry.
Okay, because
Doesn't even work.
Wall of text. Wall of text. Wall of text.
Someone's launched an attack on the chat.
You botched that copy and paste roll.
Yep. It was
No,
this. It was that. It was just because of the catwalk.
Had to be done. I had that in my head when he talked about the catwalk. Do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah.
Russians. Okay, yeah, Fitz.
Yes?
You're up, buddy.
What am I doing this one?
Catwalk. Because there are too many of us. We can't really
start strutting down the aisle.
Yeah, just go take a look around and then run back. Don't stay, because then
what am I looking for specifically?
Anything that requires our attention, but do not engage alone. Repeat, do not engage alone.
All right, I'm gonna try to sneak to the catwalk.
I do my little turn on the catwalk. On the catwalk. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be a challenge. Stop it.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy. I don't know.
No. I was about to say Nimoy would almost be worse in this case, but so then I unlock the door.
You have unlocked the door successfully. Huh? Okay. Don't know what just happened there. Oh, yes, you've unlocked the door.
All right. Repeat. Do not engage alone.
Creaks open.
I can handle these idiots. Come on.
Intelligence only, and then come back.
A wider view of things there. Yeah.
Should I go gather intelligence?
Never.
No.
I don't know. Have we let Dr. Cornwallis look what's inside here yet, or have we kept him away from the window?
No.
So I'm coming in through that back little door. I'm gonna basically. There's a little office down there in the bottom corner, though. Is that where I see the guys working, or do I see them out in the middle, like where the cargo?
They're out in the middle there, yeah, because like the airship, like the point of it, the forward point of it is kind of close to the end where you are, and it goes stretches all the way the length of this building, and kind of slung underneath it, you've got kind of a about midsection there. You have your standard kind of carriage cockpit kind of a thing. Big rotors on the back that would give it forward propulsion. A couple of the weird looking tanks of some sort strapped to the sides.
Going to release gas to poison the city.
We're so stealing this when we get done, by the way.
It's an awesome getaway vehicle.
Exactly.
Okay, I go to the stairs up to the catwalk. Is the door to that little office downstairs open, or is it closed?
It is open.
Do I see anybody in that room?
Well, since we're being stealthy about it, before I answer that question, let's have a stealth roll. This is going to be coordination and subterfuge.
Subterfuge.
Why are you jumping up on my shoe?
Damn. 12 plus 6. 18.
Nice. All right. So, yeah, they don't, if anyone notices you, they don't seem to care. They kind of go on about what you're doing. You see someone in the office. It seems to be in the also looking in the office. You've got kind of blueprints, kind of on the wall and whatnot. It would seem to indicate the design of this airship. Known as simply the chestnut.
Of course. Ugh. We're so stealing this.
Doesn't look like a chestnut at all. Oh.
He's also seems to be making notes in some kind of log or ledger or something.
These guys wearing like uniforms of some sort, or are they just dressed like normal folks?
They're this one and the other guys are wearing kind of coverall jumpsuit kind of a thing. Logo on it you guys have seen before is the chestnut bounded crest, also known as what was at the top of his letterhead on the letter you found on was the guy who was guarding his house.
All right, I'm gonna try to go up the stairs. Resisting the urge to go in there and clock the guy in the head, steal his uniform. Just because Mike said I wasn't supposed to cause any violence.
All right, so
Hezekiah's a jerk.
while you go upstairs, let us cut to outside here for a moment, as the good doctor has handed off the watch to Mrs. Featherston. So, Dr. Cornwallis, you hand off the watch, and at first, nothing happens. There's a lot going on. Something is going on in this building, which neither Hezekiah nor Fitz nor Lieutenant seem to want you to see.
I know they keep stepping in front of me when I lean towards the window. I don't.
And they're running interference with you, so you don't necessarily notice it at first. But there's kind of a bit, not like a burning sensation or anything like that, but you do feel a bit of a bit of warmth coming from the ring.
Uh-oh. Fear is the mind killer. I shall not fear.
Well, this is both intriguing and exciting.
So not too long, I'm going to set my mind in motion.
When you do you look at the ring? Or?
Oh yes, definitely. Analyzing as best I can, trying to see the differences, that kind of thing.
By the spice of Arrakis, that I put my thoughts at speed.
You look at the ring, and interestingly enough, the weird kind of circular writing engraving on the ring that's supposed to be the warning to not use it is not lit up. The other markings, the unknown markings, have started to kind of glow with kind of a golden energy. So, tell me, Dr. Cornwallis, deep in your core, not like what you want right here in this very, very instant, but deep in the core of your being, what do you want? What motivates you? Why did you become a scientist?
Oh no. We are so we can't hear you, William.
For the sense of why I became a scientist, really to discover what is the world seemed too empty. There seemed to just be more to everything, and I wanted to discover what that more was. That's why I pushed myself to go beyond what my peers said was appropriate, because you have to experiment, you have to take risks, you have to take chances to find what's out there, basically.
Interesting. So, it's a good answer. I like that answer. The GM approves of your answer. So,
The
That's not
GM
good.
likes your answer.
you're looking at this ring, and kind of the writing is illuminated there. Showing to wear the lab coat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, glory.
And you have what could best be described as a vision. You see all of space and all of time just kind of laid out before you. The answers to life, the universe's most pressing questions, hardest things that will baffle scientists for millennia to come, as a matter of fact, all within your grasp.
Sorry.
I'm still listening, Bryce. Go ahead.
I know. About the chuckles and letting them die down.
I know you've got to ignore chat sometimes in
Yeah.
this game group.
But so yeah, the answers to the universe's pressing questions. The more that you've sought, exploring not just this world, but all sorts of other worlds scattered throughout the cosmos, an entire society based on rational, logical, scientific thought, advancing in leaps and bounds beyond where we are now. Slums like the one that you find yourself surrounded by are a distant memory.
Wow.
You
I
wouldn't
think
fit in there, Doc.
a smile just kind of comes
And-
over.
He did say rational scientific thought.
And all you need to do to achieve
Oh,
this
yes.
is pair the ring with the artifact.
Hmm.
You see it, the vision, and you see the ring and the artifact coming together, and everything just flowing out of it.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to kill us all. Okay. That is noted.
Yeah, so everyone else, and it's hard not to notice this ring kind of lighting up in Dr. Cornwallis's hands, and he just that kind of weird, zoned out, visionary look.
Mrs. Featherston? If you want, I'll chop his hand off, but only if you tell me to.
Far away visionary look.
Why are we chopping his hand off?
Look at him.
Things that you think you would not be saying today.
It's true. That's coming when I woke up this morning. It's true.
I don't have going PvP to remove someone's hand by force in my notes, but that's nothing new.
It could happen.
It could happen. And he's getting that whole starry-eyed, I have the one ring look again.
What are you talking about?
Sorry. Won't do that again. But Bob brought it up first. He asked about Mount Doom.
Having a little ahead of the timeline there.
Yeah, just
a little bit, just a few years.
Just a few.
So she snaps her fingers, like basically an inch from his face.
That'll
His face, not mine.
That'll yeah.
Yeah.
I stopped at Hezekiah's face. This is see if that goes after Cornwallis' attention. It doesn't. I realized I made a mistake.
It turns out nothing happened. Who knew? Nothing happened.
So yeah, that'll snap you out of it. Yeah, suddenly the vision kind of dissipates, and Mrs. Featherston is snapping at you.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
The glow of the ring fades.
I'm drifted out there while we were waiting.
And she gives Hezekiah a look like, I don't understand what your concern was about. Except probably meaner. And I drive him from the room with a glance.
Cornwallis
Are you
will
with us?
put both of his hands in his pocket.
Are you with us, Doctor?
Yes, I'm sorry. I was trying to work out some problems with the ring.
Why you
Trying to
hiding
come
the
up with-
ring?
Well, it was starting to glow. I figured that might be good to not show that.
Why did it glow?
I don't know yet.
What was the last
But-
thing you tapped it against?
Oh. I think the corner that the material on the edge of the building there. I also gave you the watch with the most recent change. Maybe the proximity of the watch does do something.
Is it glowing right now?
I pull it back out of my pocket.
It seems to have faded a little bit.
Huh. What's this?
Kind of a slow, kind of a faint glimmer now.
So, if you think it's because of the proximity of the watch, go stand over there and see if it glows even more.
Good plan. I'll take about a half dozen steps and make sure he's still, between the buildings. It's out of view. But
Glow picks up. Yeah, glows even brighter.
Well, we need to. I don't know what function this does other than light the dark, but we need to try to make use of it. Then I guess I need to be away from the watch.
How are you going to make use of something if you don't know what it does?
True.
Miss Featherston has the unfortunate misapprehension that we actually know what we're doing when we do what we do. We'll just let her keep it.
But you only discover things by.
We'll let her live in her little fantasy world.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm fine. You're fine. We're all fine.
Mrs. Featherston extends the watch hand out to him. You can figure out what it does when you aren't going to get us killed.
Very well. I'll refrain from that for the time being. And he begrudgingly takes the watch back.
All right. So we cut from there back inside. Fitz, you have made it up onto the catwalk. There's no
Okay.
one on this end of the catwalk. There are a couple of uh, technicians. They're not next to. They're ways towards the probably the amidships or so. Of course, midpoint of this thing. They seem to be they've got some kind of device. They're kind of pointing at the hull of the airship. They're rather engrossed in their work, and they're pretty considerable distance from you.
So I guess I just look around the room and see if I could see Chestnut or anything, or the weird device.
You from up here, you do not see Chestnut or the weird device.
Okay. Are they filling this thing with hydrogen?
Let's see. What is your?
And maybe we could use a really big bomb to hide the smaller bomb.
And if it's hydrogen, then it would also serve that whole setting a forest fire to give me ingenuity and knowledge. I think it's probably gonna get this pretty good. But yeah, roll ingenuity knowledge.
20.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The hydrogen is the most available lift gas. It's been kind of you get the. I wonder if hydrogen has a distinctive odor or not, but yeah, that's probably what they're doing. They're given the level of precaution and stuff that they're going to and whatnot there. Unlikely that even Chestnut would have any kind of any kind of healing or anything like that. So yeah, it's definitely hydrogen.
Okay, I'm going to resist the urge to blow this thing up.
Well, I'm saying, especially that knowledge roll, that given how much hydrogen, the size of this thing, and how much hydrogen is be in there and on premises, that's going to be a considerable explosion. There will be collateral damage.
Okay, I'm going to go back downstairs. Can I, from the stairs to the catwalk, kind of peek back into that office again?
Yeah. Guy is still there.
What's the blueprints? Is it just this airship?
Yes. It's the airship. It's it's your standard blueprint stuff about construction points and whatnot there. And it does seem to indicate that the tanks on the side are multi-purpose things, not necessarily just for spraying gas and things. They're kind of more along the lines of equipment pods.
All right, he's going to spray the city with that stupid transformation stuff. A whole city full of crazy people killing each other. That'd be beautiful. I can't help myself. Sorry, guys. I step into the office behind him and shut the door.
Well, okay, so the guy looks up and is like, what? Kind of one of those things where he stands up.
I push him back into his seat.
Sad that we don't have phones or anything for him to. So you push him back into his seat. He's going to. He's definitely going to open his mouth like he's going to start yelling for help.
No need to yell. I just have a few questions for you.
I don't think that's going to be enough to keep him from screaming there.
Let me see here. What can I?
Yeah, just doing that is going to be enough to convince him to stop, to not scream there. We need to either back that up with some kind of threat or something, or convince him otherwise or something.
Uh, I don't recognize this guy at all or anything, do I?
No,
Okay.
sad. It doesn't look like anyone you've met.
Okay. Just thought I'd make sure before I.
Begin to lay the beat down.
Actually, I yank the sword out of the end of my cane and stick it to it, or my umbrella, and stick it to his neck.
Okay. Now that is a far more convincing argument. So he's like, so yeah, he gets ready to scream, and then there's a sword at his neck, and well, he rethinks that.
What are you building here?
He kind of glares at you and looks down at the sword, like Lord Chestnut's airship. Magnificent, isn't it?
Quite lovely, but does he mean to spray his concoction over the city?
Kind of looks down at the sword and looks back up at you. It's like, that is one of many functions this airship can serve and do. If it comes to that, I'm sure my lord will do that.
How much does he pay you?
Handsomely, of course.
What if I could offer you more money? Significantly more money.
He kind of looks down at the sword. I don't feel like this is much of a negotiation.
I lower the blade a little bit.
How much are we talking?
Double.
And I'm just supposed to take your word for it that you have.
I actually pull out my little badge. Crown sees to loyal subjects quite nicely.
Kind of looks into like triple.
If you can give me information about the airship and where Lord Chestnut can be talked to.
Okay. What do you want to know about the airship?
How long has he been building it?
It has been under construction using some rather remarkable construction techniques. I dare say I never would have come up with anything like this for about a month and a half now. I'm quite frankly shocked we were able to put together so quickly, but it just all seems so simple.
I look over at the blueprints. It is pretty magnificent, I will give you that.
Oh yes, it is light year. It is leaps and bounds ahead of anything flying now. It's faster, more maneuverable. It will. Lord Chestnut likes to say it will herald a new era. But I leave that to him. It is not. All I care about is the work and getting paid for it.
Okay. Is Lord Chestnut on the premises? Not
Oh
in
yeah.
this. Which building is he in?
Well, the last time I saw him, he was overseeing an incredibly urgent project in Building 2, which indicates there's like a map of the complex he kind of points to there. It's the blue in the lower. It's the kind of bluish map in the lower left-hand corner there.
Okay.
I would strongly caution against. I would say be careful going in there. I'm going to tell you your business or whatever it is that you're here to do, but
I'm here
here, of
simply to
course,
collect his dues.
well, you may find it rather far more difficult in that building than in this building. Sure, if you're here on behalf of the crown, you're aware of some of his other activities.
Yes.
I would say that that building is not full of humble scientists. That is where the monsters come from. I stay away from it if at all possible. He says he has them under control, but I'm not interested in testing that.
Degrees of Barnaby's. Okay. I actually hand him a card. Assuming your erstwhile boss doesn't murderize us, look me up. And I'll get you the money you asked for. And this way, if he does murder us, then there's no seeming issues with you, and you can continue on working here. Best for both parties.
For dead, you have a job.
Well, in the interest of my checkbook, in my pocketbook, I hope you succeed. If not, this chat never happened.
Okay. I walk out the door and slip back outside.
All right, so after a bit, Fitz finally reappears.
You find out anything?
He's in the building in the southwest corner. However, it's supposedly filled with monsters.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
No, not particularly, but
Still, a building full of monsters? That would be challenging.
think we can get the monsters to fight each other. That would be cool.
Would be preferable to them fighting us. Still, not sure if we can do that. Southwest, eh?
Yep.
So what does everyone think? Should we just go straight to the most fun part? They wouldn't expect it, and we may all die.
Well,
Living's overrated.
we all have to go sometime.
I think it should be fairly easy to lure him out. There is a glaring flaw in his character.
I'm sorry. Yes. That is absolutely true.
Is this where he we use me as bait?
No, I'm wondering though. Mrs. Featherston's ability to speak his language might come in very handy. I mean, I'm an American. No one listens to me.
What?
I actually thump him upside the head. Thump. And The rest of us are too lowborn. Well, apart from the very deaf lieutenant. You might be able to use that. Something to keep in mind. What do you think?
I think it's time we surrender.
Oh, you are a terrifying woman. Okay. Alrighty. Let's do it. But it doesn't matter. You can take my guns, they always come back, so it doesn't matter. But yours don't come back, though. What are you going to do when he takes your weapons?
Right.
Or that could just be a strategy. But he's going to take the watch.
As I recall, several of you are competent in hand-to-hand combat. At least that's what you claimed in your interviews.
Oh, well, now she made it a challenge. Okay, madam. Let's go surrender. But not surrender. That should be fun.
Well, I suggest we use the front gate. I mean, it's not much of a surrender if you've already broken into his factory and discovered his secret plan.
Or it could look like he was just doing a walkabout of the place and decided to, once we'd ascertained that there was no hope, then surrendered. I mean, if there's any number of lies we could tell, really.
Could get captured by one of his guards.
The goal is to draw him out of the factory.
Okay, front. So I have to walk back out the gate that we just stuck in, then walk back around to the front so we could actually not sneak in through the gate that we've already scoped out. Okay.
Bryce should have warned you that Andrea is not capable of coming up with a simple plan.
That's for sure.
We see. Okay. We now understand.
I have like a 2% success rate. It's fine.
Not even 12? Not even 12%? Really, Andrea?
And yet somehow my Star Wars group keeps listening to my overcomplicated plans. I don't know why.
It's a good plan, except it's dumb.
Oh, I love that line in the Infinity War trailer.
Except it's dumb.
Why don't you let me do the plan, and it'll be awesome.
I think you have 12% of a plan. That's what I think.
Well, it's better than 11%.
Thank you, Groot.
All right. Let's
Are
go.
you ready to do this thing?
Walk around the perimeter, head back up north, and back around to the front gate.
Well, stop shaking your dice, please.
Oh, sorry. Wow, sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. Just a little bit loud through the microphone.
Yeah.
La, 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 la.
So, all right, we go strolling along. Should we talk in slightly exaggerated tones about the futility of resistance and how this is the only reasonable option under the circumstances?
Yes, we should.
My God, no. You should beg.
Obsequious. It's very difficult for me to do obsequious. I have a hard time with obsequious.
Do you even know what that means?
I also do not like condescension.
The aforementioned flaw in his character is that he strives to be better than what he is.
Cornwallis?
No.
Not striving at all.
I fear Cornwallis aims too low, and he is better than what he believes he is. A trait shared by many of you. In any case.
What? Did we just get dissed?
The words were so long. They're so convoluted. It's
I
like
think that was a compliment.
there's no exclamation points or commas anywhere. I don't know.
That is how she compliments a servant. So
Service is adequate.
It's quite adequate. I mean, it sucks.
Notice our servants spent a lot of time quietly sobbing in a corner, but whenever anyone spoke to them, they're like, "Yes, yes, everything's all right." It's like, how do they do that? I don't know why they cry. But they do. Oh no, I got it. Oh, yeah, the inner
Yes.
workings of Deadpool. No one really needs to be in there. No one should go in there. No one.
Not even Deadpool.
Huh? No, not even him. You're right. But he's there. All right, so we are watching. He's a hush. You relinquish exactly 20% of your work for your 20% less efficiency this year. Ah. This is horrible. Wow, that would keep productivity up. Damn, brutal. So yeah, I guess we go strolling right up to the front gate guards.
All right. So, yeah, at this point, there's three of them there, and they look up and see you guys. And
We are here
kind
to
of,
surrender. In light of recent events, it's become evident that we have no hope of overcoming your master's great skill.
Evil. I can't.
Yes, I concur.
I a nudge fits.
Yes.
Just look.
Fitz says as though he has no idea why we're at the front gate.
It's like kiss up.
Kiss up. Oh, yes, we're here to surrender to the man of the house.
We can't do this right. Oh my god.
oh god, this is.
I can't surrender to these cretins.
Oh my god.
Maybe. Okay. Before
Maybe
you
Fitz should be
guys
the one
get
talking
murdered
right
trying
now.
to surrender, maybe one person should do the surrendering before you guys all get shot for surrendering.
I quickly.
I like this better.
Okay, madam. Perhaps you should surrender on our behalf. Apparently, we are not good at this.
My payback for not being good at surrendering.
I tried to sound sincere, madam. Afraid all I have is argumentative and authoritative. I can't do surrenderative, whatever the hell that is.
He was right when he said we could never beat him.
I look at him. Wow, he sounded convincing. Okay, you surrender for us. I'm made for that sort of thing. Go ahead.
We've done all the research we can, and we cannot find a way to defeat you. We succumb to your grand intelligence.
The guard just sitting there like, what?
Go fetch Chestnut. No, it wouldn't say fetch.
Yes, you would.
Yes, he would.
Yes, Cornwallis would.
Did you not notice how arrogant your character?
Go fetch Chestnut so we can surrender to him properly. Go in your keep.
I kind of look at Hezekiah.
No, it's magical. It's like he was born to surrender.
And Wallace is secretly French. His terrible secret comes out.
My father was French. My mother was Swedish.
Oh God, I got tea everywhere. Damn it, Bryce.
Or Swiss. No, Swiss. Yeah. Oh, great! You killed Mike.
Time out for emergency tea cleanup. Aisle 5.
Bob, call 911.
Yeah. My buddy's down. An RPG killed him.
Oh God.
The doctor was like, "Hey, what's this liquid on the floor?"
Oh,
Okay. Oh.
that made a mess.
Oh. Right. So the guards are looking at you kind of funny. And much like Mike Stott is watching him in the background. Just soaks in tears for what's going on.
Wait, are you actually serious?
I don't know. They just showed up.
Yeah, they're just kind of there looking at you. And so, like one of the guards kind of motions to the other one. He kind of goes running off. The other two are just kind of eyeballing you, kind of that don't make any sudden moves kind of look on their face there.
Now I'm trying to look harmless. Again, something I'm not really good at.
Don't worry, we could easily defeat you, but it's Chestnut that we have trouble with.
I think it's Finnish, not Swedish.
I'm hiding behind Fitz and laughing. It's you we could defeat, not him.
Should I mention that we already broke in? He
No.
turns and whispers. Okay.
Don't mention that. No, don't.
All right.
It makes them nervous.
All right, so after a bit,
Now on, Cornwallis handles all of our surrenders.
writes in his diary, "Dear Dollar, today I got a promotion at work. I am now the director of surrendering."
Yes.
It was the best day ever. So, yes, after a bit, quite the entourage starts approaching the gate. It seems that Lord Chestnut does not travel alone. He is not hard to pick out from the crowd, as he's the one wearing a cape. He has a rather interesting-looking crown on his head.
Oh, Lord.
Seems to have interestingly enough, has put on his best kind of, almost like not so much even like current noble gear, kind of like the kind of thing that a noble would have worn a couple of centuries ago.
Nice. Like the 1600s, the floof.
Yes.
I love the lace.
He's kind of surrounded by got a quartet of guards around him, and flanking that, so he's got one of the monsters with him. Seems to kind of be obediently following along.
How can one monster flank something?
Well, he's kind of behind him, so just
Okay,
behind him, behind things.
fair enough.
But flanking.
Behind the flanking.
So, Chestnut kind of speaks up from his side of the gate, looking over things. Well, my associate here tell me that they're here to surrender.
Yes. We've tried everything we can. Unfortunately, there's no way to avoid your final win a few months from now.
He looks he looks bored when you talk.
We've seen it, and we can't avoid it. So why fight?
Yes.
I want to cut a deal, Chestnut.
Suddenly, Chestnut becomes far more interested.
Darn, I was already fired from Director Surrender.
And the
Cow whip ripping.
A second here.
Surrendering.
Janitor of surrendering. You can clean up the tears.
I don't know what's happening, but this is very tense.
I know. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
All right, so yeah, he kind of perks up when Mr. Featherston's like, "You want to cut a deal with me? Oh my!"
It seems I have no choice.
Huh. I guess this kind of this disturbing kind of grin on his face, like, you have no choice, huh? So you could say that I don't know what to win.
We've seen the future. And we've seen what you do to London.
Oh, well, do tell. What do I do to London? What was that?
She looks at Cornwallis, your on assistant director.
You see you as the self-appointed King of London. You've passed out your serum to everyone and even have the Queen under your control. And you rule all things.
Well, I must say I like the sound of that.
I wonder if we gave him the idea. Shoot.
We did. Shit.
Well, look forward to hearing more about this future. Pretty impressive for. What was it you said when you were about me when you were rejecting my application for your little Torchwood club?
There's a long memory and hurty feelings.
I hardly think that's worth revisiting.
And it sounds like you had so much fun saying it the first time.
I whispered to Hezekiah, I really want to hear this.
I'm kind of curious myself.
As I said, I'm here to negotiate terms.
Okay. So, well, I don't imagine that you guys came here unarmed. So I think first things first, let's have the weapons.
She looks meaningfully to everyone else.
I open up my coat basically to show that I don't have any weapons. Keeping my hands in my pocket.
I walk over and hand over my guns.
So, like one of the guards kind of reaches through the slots of the gate and takes your guns. Chestnut takes an interest in those. Like, let me see those. Get the rest of their weapons.
I give over my weapons and give the guy who takes my weapons a look of disdain.
Yeah, I make sure that my guns really doesn't want to get close to me.
Oh, bollocks.
Alright. So, I don't suppose it's worth talking out here about these terms. I would ask for the ring, but imagine that's part of the coming negotiation, is it not?
It is.
Well, okay. I believe we will adjourn to someplace a bit more private than here in my complex, if you don't mind. Kind of makes a motion, and guards open the gate.
Actually, I think the negotiations are pretty straightforward and can be handled very quickly.
Well, okay then. I'm listening.
We know the outcome of this situation. I think it would just embarrass us to call it a battle. So I am giving you Torchwood in exchange for my family. They're to remain unharmed.
No. Torch would come with the ring.
Of course it does.
Well, I'm say I'm surprised by your generous offer.
If you, when you take over this country, then my position here is worthless. I know what's important to me and what's valuable, and this is not it.
Well, I like that you're a realist, Miss Featherston. Well, we're such good friends now. I think I'll just call you Margaret. Sure. I'm happy to agree to your terms. I get ring, I get Torchwood, such as it is. I like the idea of sparing you and your family. You get to observe the golden age of Chestnut firsthand.
Keep a straight face. Keep a straight face.
If I may give you the ring.
Absolutely.
And she steps over to Cornwallis and says, "I'm afraid you're going to have to come get it." As she just gestures to Cornwallis.
I'm a little nervous.
So he kind of turns and looks at you. Did you put the ring on?
He's been trying for hours to determine what it does.
Well, it's a good thing you're not terribly partial. And we had to kill the last guy to get the ring off his hand. So, I believe you're all going to come with me. I think the rest of you can be useful. Sadly, I don't know what you do, but, well, you had to put the ring on, and I can't have that.
I told you it was a bad idea.
Let's have some more guards here to round these people up in case they aren't quite on board with Mrs. Featherston's plan to sell them up the river.
Can't do.
Come on now.
I turn and run. Directly towards that building to the south.
Directly towards the building to the south. There's
okay.
Oh,
so you're
out of?
And I pull my hand out so the ring obviously could be seen glowing, which y'all would know then. I don't have the watch in my pocket. Well, I don't know. Anyway, the ring is obviously glowing, I think, right?
Well, you don't have any athletics, friend,
No, I
so
do
this
not.
is going to give you a coordination run.
It's going to be very short.
Cornwallis was also picked last for Jim.
Yes. I think the fear for my life, because I'm not certain if Featherston is playing the role or not, or my usefulness to her is finally over. So I think that fear justifies the use of a story point.
Okay, so we're all kind of stunned, like, wow, I didn't see that coming.
You run straight into the side of a building.
Well, that's not improbable. You said coordination, right?
Coordination, you're running.
So I get
it would be coordination and athletics, but
dice roll plus 3.
Yay.
That's why I'm rolling 4 dice. Watch, I'll roll all ones. Oh, 3 ones. Okay, nice. Yeah. Thank you.
Dang.
7.
So close to some cataclysmic failure.
4 dice, and I get a total of 10.
Ouch.
Where I'm normally getting 20s and 30s for the intellectual side.
So it happens frighteningly fast. Cornwallis tries to break.
Please say at least get a couple of steps away, please.
You do get a couple of steps
at
away.
Least turn.
You do turn, and you this kind of the stunning turn of events. Everyone is kind of flat-footed, and so in your mind you're thinking, "I can get there.
I got this.
You got this." And then it literally feels like a building reaches out and hits you because that creature that was behind moves with a quickness and just clotheslines you.
Mm.
Oh.
Well, that was awkward.
Guess it'll be easier to chop my hand off.
What are his other guards doing, Bryce?
And so very short-lived. I mean,
they are
giggling.
Yeah, actually, they were going to react and try and move towards this guy that was running, and then the creature clotheslines him. Yeah, Cornwallis, I'm going to need you to take a point of strength damage and a point of coordination damage because they rolled really, really well.
Strength and coordination?
We
Things
so we all,
uncoordinated.
we all see this and we all just wait
Whoa.
for him and go.
What happens if some? Okay, it's just a 1. Okay, that's fine. Zero,
Yeah. So if 1 hits 0, you're incapacitated in some way, and 2 hits 0, you're very incapacitated. If 3 hits 0, you have died.
Dead. Yeah.
You are dead.
Wow.
So keep that in mind. As you lay on the ground, kind of stay. The rest of the guards, it's one of those things where they were all going to, like a couple of them were close to Chestnut, kind of do that kind of Secret Service, get ready to protect Chestnut kind of a thing. Like the other half were kind of turning to do something about it, and then like the creature just waylays the living hell out of Cornwallis, and so they go from I'm going to do something to essentially laughing at his expense because Cornwallis is just a mess on the ground.
Okay. So while everyone's distracted with the spectacle, Mrs. Featherston is kind of moving gently through the crowd to get closer to Chestnut.
All right.
Which should be easier to do because they're all incredibly distracted. And right now, they don't consider her a threat.
Yes, I will say that. They are rather distracted.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that. And she's as she's kind of moving inching closer, she'll say, I suggest shutting the gate before any of the other ones try to get out.
Good point. Makes a motion to the guards by the gate. The gate starts to kind of close behind you guys. So what are the rest of you guys doing? Mrs. Featherston is doing what she's doing. Dr. Cornwallis has got a monster directly on him, and he's on the ground.
Bryce.
There's a private message.
Yes.
I was gonna kick out of people who are very subtly like, look at your screen.
I'm not even trying that. I'm just let the private messages fly.
Yeah.
I like it. I've answered that question now. So, yeah, what are the rest of you guys doing there? Cornwallis is in a moaning heap. Locking you guys in while seeming to sail you up the river.
I'll run over to Cornwallis and help him up. Good God, man.
Well, there is a creature over him, and he doesn't seem to be terribly interested in letting anyone near Cornwallis.
How many creatures are there?
You have one creature, and you got a half dozen guards total. There's a couple by the gate. The rest are kind of here in the general vicinity of Chestnut, plus Chestnut himself.
So we're by that front gate.
Yes. You guys haven't moved much farther from there. You're on this side of the gate. The gate is closing behind you.
Is the northeast building closed?
Northeast building. Which one are you talking about? The
Square, the one I stuck into the other side of.
Oh, the airship hangar?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is currently closed.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, it is on like Donkey Kong now, isn't it?
I can tell when all the secret messages go flying.
Okay, you're back. So no need for that to be in secret chat there. All right, Hezekiah. Give me marksman and coordination plus your +2 for pistols.
What?
Spend all of your story points. We
Yeah,
want 500 dice.
All of a sudden, Hezekiah produces his pistols.
Okay, hold on. Lots of math. Okay, let's see. Math in that. That's 10, 11, 20. 22, 23, 20. What, 24? By the way, I'm spending a story point.
Then that story point 24. All right, so yeah, couple of the guards drop.
All right, and I just switched to the next two.
All right, so a couple of the guards drop, moving around the horn. So Hezekiah all of a sudden produces his pistols despite just handing them over to Lord Chestnut like a minute ago. Didn't seem like he handed them back. I'm certain is not weird. You guys shouldn't be concerned about that at all. Dr. Cornwallis is on the ground. So, Featherston, Fitz, Lieutenant, Dr. Hale, what are we doing?
Oh, I'm going to stab him.
I'm going to knock this monster down that's preventing me from picking up Cornwallis.
I get a syringe full of serum.
Yes. It's all coming together.
Yes, serum!
I'm going to knock him in Dr. Hale's direction.
I sprint for the airship hangar.
I like all of these things. Okay.
Why are all of y'all's plans like good ones and mine is just to fall on the ground and be in pain?
Because
they're playing to their strings. You tried to run and you have no athletics.
Well, technically that was his strength.
That was his strength. He is completely helpless.
I guess I offered to be a distraction and bait earlier. I guess that's what I did.
It's what you were. It's kind of like you were born to it. Who knew, right?
And now that I have a fractured sternum, I feel like I've contributed here.
Go team! Oh.
Oh. All right.
Remember that time?
Then.
Rip all your ribs.
Remember that time that it hurt like no one's business?
Remember that time when your sternum would make that noise every time you breathe? Crack, 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 crack. Yeah. Someday we will laugh about this.
Or cry.
Yeah. Remember that time Mrs. Featherston came up with a plan and we really weren't sure if she was betraying us or not? Those were good times.
Those are good times.
Yeah.
Those are very good times.
I took damage to my coordination and strength. Those are my two lowest stats.
Well,
so I'm very close of having 0 and 2 stats pretty soon.
What happens when you get clobbered by a monster who rolls really well and spends a story point of his own? Because bad guys have story points.
And I roll 3 1s out of 4 dice. Yeah.
And you roll terribly.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Bad guys get story points too?
Oh, yes.
Evil story points.
Evil story points.
1 million story points.
Like several times in the book, like bad guys have story points too. Don't forget. It's like I know.
And Bryce is like, that causes pain to my players. Yes.
Okay, so let's start with Lieutenant Fogwood. You are going to engage the monster and try and knock him in Dr. Hale's direction.
All right. So spending a story point.
Good plan, because monster is a tough one. So it's going to be strength and fighting.
All right. So 10, 15, 17, 21, 26.
Wow. Nice. All right. So he rolls pretty well, but does not roll well enough for that. So what does it look like? It's like a kind of a grapple thing where you're just trying to kind of throw him in that direction, or is it kind of like an actual hand-to-hand takedown thing? What are we looking at here?
I'm bending down to give my hand to the doctor. Monster gets in my way. Kind of like when I'm coming up, boom with the elbow.
Nice. Very nice. So you deliver the people's elbow to this monster.
I don't do the.
And you go staggering backwards in accordance with your wishes because you rolled so well. Dr. Hale, there's a monster stumbling your direction.
Got that syringe ready.
Syringe attack! Syringe attack! Syringe attack!
Syringe attack. All right. This is going to be... You know what? Give me a little different roll here. This is going to be... Give me coordination and medicine for delivering the syringe as the monster comes throwing at you.
Start point roll 4.
Okay. I'm start point.
Welcome if you got him.
4, 10, 17.
Nice. Well, he rolls pretty good. It's not a clean success. You do deliver the syringe and manage to puncture it through his tough hide and give him the full dose. However, there is some collateral damage of him stumbling back and flailing about like a monster does. It's gonna catch you with a forearm, much like it caught Dr. Cornwallis with it. Gonna knock you down, and I want you to take a point of coordination damage. All right. After that, he starts to feel the effects of the serum and starts to kind of convulse and, the way that you guys have seen them do. Usually they're a bit more restrained than this and just kind of, in the middle of everything, but no handy gurneys or cages to throw him into here. Right, so Fitz, you're going to sprint towards an airship hangar, which I'm certain you are not going to explode and turn this whole place into a massive fireball. Why would you do that? Sounds like we didn't foreshadow that earlier. All right, you are sprinting. That's going to be coordination and athletics. You are running.
4.5 Barnaby's.
Coordination and wow, that's not so great. I'm gonna spend a story point.
Probably should.
Because that's only 4 points I'm working with there. 15, 19.
All right, you are sprinting. You do have, and you are, managed to get away without getting forearm shivered, like Dr. Cornwallis did. However, you do have a pair of guards that are right on your tail.
All right, so that's 2, that's 4. That means there's only 2 guards left.
You got 2 guards and a monster who is having a bad day, and Chestnut himself.
It's not himself.
Miss is Featherston,
What's up?
you are going to stab the man.
Oh my God, yes.
Do
Strength
it!
Uppity little peasant.
Uppity little peasant.
Strength, fighting, and fencing. Since I'm guessing you're using your sword.
I am using my sword, yeah.
Where did she get that freaking epi from? The hell was that? Oh, you're one of those Highlanders, aren't you?
Yes, you caught me.
You totally yanked it out of your ass.
Yep.
Terrible holding hands.
We always keep our swords up there.
It's the reason she acts the way she does.
So that wasn't a stick up her bum.
Mhm.
Oh my. All right, and I'm spending story points because I want this to be epic. Holy shit. I don't know. Do you want to come look at my screen to confirm I just rolled 4 4s?
Ooh.
Why was that?
Well, it starts at 16.
Yeah.
16 adds a lot.
16, 23, plus whatever fencing does.
So that's +2 because of the specialty.
Oh, that's the 25.
Oh my. Oh dear Mr. Chestnut. Her sword really does that much damage. Yeah.
That is what happens when you act like you're better than Miss Featherston.
Yeah. Bad things
Stabbed in the
happen.
face.
Let's see. Let me add his stats that I gave him here.
If he's got stats, we can kill him. That's good news.
Yes. Sadly, he is not a melee combat fighter.
Terrible.
Darn.
I know, right? It just doesn't
Darn.
work out really well.
I totally did not see that coming.
What, Mrs.
Wait, you rolled a what?
25.
Good
Stab.
night. Ouch.
The thing about epi, they're actually surgical weapons, basically, because
Yeah.
they go in point first.
Hmm.
Marks his skin with a big F.
So they're bullets.
Oh my.
That's true. You're right. Too.
Everything goes in point first.
Everything
I
goes
mean,
in first.
actually, it'd be cooler if it went in blunt side first because it would hurt more.
Oh,
But it would hurt so much more.
Buy
Hmm.
a spoon, cousin.
Nice.
Bryce is considering spending story points.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
How mad will I make her if I totally nix this roll by spending story points to make them
I would not do that.
Yes. Bryce,
I
once you log off, you still have to talk to her.
yeah, it's a bit of an issue when you live with a person that you're when you live with the person that you're playing with there. You know, this doesn't work out. I don't want to sleep on the couch, or a couch not that comfortable to sleep on. Okay, so you stab him, and he tries to, he kind of sees it coming at the last minute and tries to get around to do something about it, but sadly you roll a 23 and he did not. So you get to do the full measure of, where's my watch? There it is. For some reason my mouse cursor disappeared there for a bit. You get to do the actual, maximum amount of damage that you can do, since it's not just a success, it's a rousing success, a good success, whatever they call it here in this system. Let's see. Fantastic result is the correct term there.
I like the word fantastic. For a ninth doctor.
So yeah, you get him right, kind of in here, kind of a thing there, and then in the side, despite his efforts, and he's not dead, but he does slump to his knees essentially. As someone who has suffered a pretty nasty and mortal wound there. Mechanically speaking, you've knocked both his resolve and strength to 0. So
Nice.
All right. So there are a couple of guards here. They just watched all this happen. It's their turn to go. But the question is, what do they do?
Morality check.
Surrender.
They should have rolled better than that.
They should roll for morale.
They did roll for morale. And fortunately for you guys, the Bryce dice made a comeback.
Yes.
After watching 2 other people get dropped by someone who a minute and a half ago didn't have guns, and the creature is now just kind of contorting about, and their master has got a sword jabbed in his side. The other 2 kind of break and run.
All right. Hey, where are my weapons?
And that's when I blow up the airship.
So
Actually,
yeah, they're kind of on the ground next to a couple of the guards that Hezekiah killed.
because I killed the ones with the weapons first. I planned that.
Good job.
That's where I would start shooting.
Yes, exactly. The ones that are chasing, okay, so since they took off running, then the ones that are chasing Fitz.
Yeah, so they've got their back to the action, so they don't know what's going on behind you. They're still chasing Fitz.
All right, I will, couple of leg shots.
Roll it.
How does that work? It's 2 different targets.
I'm just considering it one roll since you've got 2 guns there.
Okay.
That way we don't spend too much time rolling different things. I figured you're firing both at the same time, and you're a marksman. So
Okay.
yeah, if it were like Dr. Quinn Wallace trying to do it, there'd be more dice rolls and be much harder and stuff. But
Okay. And then marksman and coordination.
Yes. Marksman coordination, bonus for your pistols, all that jazz.
Okay. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Let's see. They don't know to dodge, but they do get a bit of thing because they are running away. Yeah, that didn't work out so well for them. So yeah, you're able to wing them in the legs. Fitz, you're arriving at the airship hangar door, and you hear the distinctive sound of Hezekiah's pistols, and kind of hear screams in pain behind you.
Okay. I stop. I guess there's no reason to blow the place up.
Though
Too bad.
you're still, but that's maybe onto something.
So we swing around to Dr. Cornwallis. We haven't heard from you in a bit. Took you a minute to get your wind back there, but there was a growling monster overhead, and then the lieutenants kind of bailed you out.
Okay. I mean, I'll take his assistance to get back up. Oh, that's not good. Do I need to make a resistance roll, or do I just need to? Another decision point.
Or what did we what are you trying to resist? I think would be my question before I roll.
Following the urging I'm having, following through with it.
Yeah, give me ingenuity and resolve at a -2 for your insatiable curiosity.
Oh, this time I did actually roll better. Okay. So that's a total of 20. Oh, -2 is 18. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's the flying colors there. You don't have to if you don't want to. I mean, your insatiable curiosity isn't going to win out. I mean, you did just get clotheslined, and clearly it's pretty dangerous around here. Yeah, you're under no mechanical obligation to follow your insatiable curiosity. With that,
Right.
It is now entirely up to you and your character how you proceed.
Well, seeing that Mrs. Featherstone was actually fooling and not serious about turning me in, I'm gonna turn to the lieutenant. Does Fogwood have any kind of like sword or blade or anything?
I gave that up. That's what I'm looking for it.
His weapons are in a pile next to someone with a hole in their head.
I can usually get my sword.
You have the watch in your pocket that negates the ring. But we need to get this off my hand now. Get your sword.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It is trying to persuade me to go to the artifact. I know where it is. It is promising me everything I could ever hope for.
Just the finger or the whole hand?
Whatever you have to do.
All right.
I'll go for the pretty because I know he could probably invent something that'll replace his finger.
Right.
Well, that's happening. Meanwhile, Mrs. Featherstone.
Yes.
You're there with a bleeding, kind of dejected George Chestnut.
Oh.
Doctor's knees keeps trying to get back to his feet, but can't seem to get to himself there.
I feel like the most appropriate thing to do right now is to gloat. So Mrs. Featherstone is going to snatch the crown off his head and say, "You really do aim too high, Mr. Chestnut."
Wow. That's like a commercial break line.
Ouch.
Come back from commercial. Chestnut is kind of glaring up him. This isn't over. I'll be back.
I look at Mrs. Featherstone. I'm looking at her meaningfully. That sounds like an ongoing threat to the Empire. Should I handle this?
She gestures. Kind of go ahead in a sort of way. And then, and then before the trigger is pulled, she just turns her back on him because he's not worth her time.
Oh yeah, I put the kibosh on that.
Yeah, no need to roll for the coup de grace there. He's not going anywhere.
Yeesh. Yeah. We've learned there's striking resemblance to this guy. This guy, we couldn't shake him, couldn't get rid of him, and he always knew what we were going to do next. Can't have that.
This stops now.
Distant.
So yeah, it's kind of the single shot and drops to the ground.
Well, I feel much better. Wait, we have a building full of monsters. Oh, man. Perhaps we could use all of the stuff in there to... Wait. Or maybe we could use the... No. I don't think I'm smart enough for this part.
Where did Fitz go to?
Where is he?
I think he would steal the airship. Because it's what I would do.
How do you hotwire an airship?
Wait,
Sure, this thing can't be that hard to drive.
Why do I picture Fitz like Crow at the beginning of the MST3K movie?
we all die. Got it written down right here. Okay, so you're actually getting your finger chopped off?
That's happening.
That's happening. All right, well.
I almost think that's the only way in the moment to stop
Sure.
this urge, because I want to run and grab that artifact, and I know that's not going to be good while I have this
Actually,
bit of resistance.
Can you tell us what the artifact is before you get your fingers chopped off? In case you
I've
don't.
actually already told Mrs. Featherson.
Oh, all right. Never mind.
Wait a minute. Are you absolutely sure that chopping your finger off is the right answer?
I mean, it's not a wrong answer.
It's terribly pragmatic. Like
I'm like holding my hand out with my finger extended. I don't know if debating this is going to make me. It's going to make me
Was that
back
something
down.
your players said what? Comments out of context? What is it now?
D&D out of context.
Right?
Yeah, kind of. Are you sure cutting off your finger is the right answer? Well, it's not a wrong answer.
sentences you never thought you'd say.
I don't know, but
If it is compromising his judgment, then something must be done.
I swing the sword.
So that's happening. Okay.
Cut his whole
Well,
hand
yeah.
off? Not just the finger. Too late.
Too late.
imagine I lose a point of strength.
Yep. Oops, wrong
Um,
hand. Do it again.
Oh.
Yeah. Damn,
You know
I
those
missed.
weird surgical mistakes when somebody cuts the wrong hand off?
You are searching on the
for,
knee, right?
That was so bad.
Mazel tov, you're pregnant. Wait, what?
Wait, you're
Okay.
not a woman. And where did this baby come from?
Oh shit, I got a lot of problems here. This is an issue. I'm gonna top this up real quick. So yeah, there's no role for chopping off this finger. It's not going anywhere.
It's not trying to dodge.
No, not trying to
It's going to
dodge.
hurt you more than it hurts him. That's all you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's a finely crafted blade. Chops the finger right off. Hey, Dr. Cornwallis, that hurts. Like no one's business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you to drop that second point of strength. And
We administer immediate medical care because
yeah,
We do have the best surgeon in England here.
yeah.
paging Dr. Hale. Dr. Hale.
I'm just gonna lay down here for a moment.
He turns white and then that ugly sickly color that pale people turn when something horrible is happening to their blood pressure.
And then eyes just roll back into my head.
And we've lost him.
No, the chat.
I didn't start it.
Thank you for fingering that.
Oh, David would be so happy with this one.
Oh, nice. It's still not good. You guys.
Okay. Well, before the Primal War consumes us all, Dr. Hale, provided you're inclined to provide medical attention for Dr. Cornwallis. If I could get an ingenuity and medicine roll from you there.
I grab the ring and run for the building with the artifact.
I think 17 is my lucky number tonight. Excuse me while I go get a lottery ticket.
They have like a 17 lottery ticket card.
No, you have to be 17 lottery tickets. I don't think you can actually play the number 17 and win anything.
017 and the pick 3.
Oh,
Thank you very much. I'm here all night. Try the veal.
Alright, so
Oh my god.
you rolled a 17.
oh,
Okay, good news is you get to you get to add a point of strength back to Dr. Cornwallis. Interesting thing.
Oh.
it is wrong.
So wrong.
Oh, don't look anymore. Don't look anymore. It hurts. Oh. Oh.
Did somebody grab the finger already? Because I really want his finger.
That's weird.
I'm going to mummify it and then wear it on a necklace around my neck.
Don't,
It's like a precursor to a necklace full of ears. I don't understand what you're
Nope,
doing here.
just fingers.
don't
Ears, that's gross. Come on.
I get to the game master gets to add a bad trait to someone who's takes a lot of attribute damage and gets one that hits 0. Did you guys know that? I just learned that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh God, somebody! We pick up the finger because good God.
Yeah. Okay. So while the GM mulls that over. So yeah, Dr. Hale is able to heal you, patch up a little bit, stop the bleeding. Brings you around Dr. Cornwallis, although you are rather weak, and yeah, that hand hurts.
Understandable.
The gunfire has not gone unnoticed, as well as the kind of the cries of the people who got shot running away. And people are kind of looking out. They're seeing the carnage. So you got some people kind of running to and fro. Kind of more on a looting scale almost than coming to avenge the death of Lord Chestnut.
All right. We describe pain in Featherstones.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like 12 Featherstones.
I added an extra E there. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Okay, so we have looting.
And running.
Yeah, it's kind of a mad scramble for things at this point. I said, guards don't
Artifacts.
seem to be terribly interesting to him. Too terribly interested in him.
Where
Terribly interested
looting
in.
from?
Do what?
Where do they appear to be looting from?
Most of them seem to be looting from not the building, not the airship building, and not the factory, not the refinery complex, but the other two buildings. The one that the one that's mentioned, last mention was full of monsters, or where the monsters come from, and the other one whose functionality you are not entirely certain.
I point to that other one, the non-monster one, and point to the artifacts in that one that they're looting.
Okay.
So nobody lists monsters.
Huh. Let's head there to the artifact building.
I am correct, right, Bryce?
Mhm.
Got the right one.
Yeah, the
Okay.
non-monster one is the one where the artifact is.
Okay.
That's the thought that you got before you chopped your own finger off.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, we actually need like actual Scotland Yard people here, because oh well, Carrie helped right now. Hezekiah, Mrs. Featherstone, I think we should secure that building.
She's looking at you expectantly.
All right, I head off. Say no more.
Yes, you should.
Hey,
good idea,
Lieutenant.
Yes.
Because let's be honest, you don't really want to be standing there anymore. she eventually will notice you.
All right, I'll be right there. I wipe off my sword, grab my guns.
You only have to wipe off like this much of your sword, dude.
Yeah, but I still have to wipe it. Got anything to do.
It goes all the way from the hilt to the tip.
Yeah.
You could have just used a steak knife and cut his finger off.
Yeah, that would have been a whole lot slower.
Or a spoon.
A spoon, that would have been
shut up.
Oh God, this got dark quickly. All right. So Hezekiah and the lieutenant are going to go secure the building with the artifact. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Gonna stand on the side of the building and be queasy. No.
What happened to the werewolf that got syringed?
Oh yeah.
Hashtag asking
After after flailing about and inadvertently punching Dr. Hale, and it has collapsed to the ground and has started the transformation process back to human form.
Upon which, once he's human, somebody smack him in the head with a brick. Because,
Something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah. So I think we have Cornwallis, Fitz, and Hale still here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Mrs. Featherstone very casually wipes the blood off of her sword and puts it away. Says, well, you all seem to have this well in hand.
Yes, Mom.
I am off to fetch Woosley.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh my God, his pathological hatred of Scotland Yard.
I did promise him he and his team could take credit for this.
Oh, don't tell Fitz.
I just did.
I'm
Ah,
wandering. I'm wandering towards the hangar again.
Oh no. No. Oh well, we'll see how this goes.
All right, so you're wandering towards the hangar. Mrs. Featherstone is off to go fetch Woosley. Dr. Cornwallis, Dr. Hale. What are you two doing?
Making sure Fitz doesn't, or not Fitz, Cornwallis doesn't throw up.
Right.
Wait a minute. I know how to get Cornwallis happy. Cornwallis, you got to come see this airship.
What?
Airship.
Hyperventilating.
Yeah, right there. Kind of like almost drunkenly walked.
The lure of science will pull him anywhere. He cannot resist it.
Holding his hand. The bandage is obviously soaking with blood quickly.
Somebody should cauterize that. But we have to up again.
Well, Dr. Hale got the bleeding stop. She did.
Yeah. Okay. True.
Kind of, battlefield, first aid there and whatnot. You had to get some blood.
You mean she already cauterized it? Okay.
Exactly. And, it wasn't exactly a pleasant experience to be certain. Well, you were unconscious at the time, but
yeah, it's like
it's gonna hurt you a lot more than it hurt him.
Luckily, I brought my hand torch with me.
Probably lots of gunpowder.
Always.
Always be prepared. That's what I say.
Always prepared. All right. So you three are going to go check out the airship.
And we'll stop for ice cream on the way back.
Definitely need a cup of tea after this.
Needs ice cream.
A cup of tea with something strong in it.
Oh, you can't put the tea.
Yeah, we can't use the. Yeah, we know. Don't use the stuff that she leaves out. No.
Cup of tea with some scotch. Hold the tea.
Precisely.
Sounds about right.
And this is the first time he's ever drinking alcohol.
I would be the one that would drink a Zima. Ooh, these are good.
These are so good, if you insist. Baby steps. Must take baby steps.
So you three enter the airship hangar. Hezekiah and Lieutenant Fogwood, you're entering the building where you've been told the artifact is.
Were we told where the artifact was in the building?
Sadly the ring was not that detailed. It's in there somewhere.
Loud. Okay.
Should be easy to
But
find.
when you get in there, in the big midsection looks like the framework of something was under construction. The workers have all fled. There's a fair amount of debris and stuff about, the kind of thing that you get when people when people start grabbing whatever they can and making a break for it, when it sounds like gunshots and terrible things are happening here. The big room at the back, labeled as number 10, is about the only door that isn't open. Looks like someone may have tried to open it. However, it does appear to be quite the secure door.
I see. All the way in the back in the corner? Oh, wait, those are all number 10.
Yeah, but it's kind of the back centered 10 there.
All right. Is it secure with locks or?
Yes, it is securely locked. Looks like someone tried to break the lock but didn't have much luck, although we don't know how long they actually tried.
I tried the key.
Does take a bit. You do find a key that fits. There's an impressive chunking sound there. Door opens. You find a lab set up, remarkably similar to what you found in the basement of Chestnut's house. Except this time, in a work table, kind of in a case in a work table, in the middle of it, you find the long sought after artifact. Kind of hovering and kind of the various parts of it kind of slowly rotating.
Sorry.
It's talking apparently muffled. You don't know what
No,
it's
my
saying,
computer
but-
just decided to launch Cortana for no explicable reason for a second there.
Okay, so I'm looking at this thing. How big is this thing?
It is
Approximately
it's about
7 Cornwallises long.
Yeah, 7 Cornwall. It's about the size of this water bottle in terms of length.
That's a water bottle.
It's a
Huh.
water bottle.
Can I touch it?
It's inside kind of a clear case kind of a thing, but
I break the case.
the case breaks. Now you can touch it.
I touch it. No ill effects.
It's warm to the touch. You do get a bit of a jolt when you touch it. Let's see. Interesting. So you touch it. So tell me, Hezekiah, is there something you've always wanted to do, but you haven't ever been able to do it?
Sing soprano.
How did you know? No, that's not it. Okay, Bryce, here. I'm not sure if the rest of the party knows this or not. No. Hezekiah is actually quite completely content with what he does. He doesn't really want anything else.
That's boring.
Shut up. He loves what he does. And this is way, way more interesting than anything he could have ever expected to have done, given his station in life that he was born into. So, no. He's just wants to keep doing what he's doing.
I like that answer. You touch the artifact, and there's a bit of a jolt, and the artifact actually stops rotating. It's almost like it powers down.
Huh.
You broke it.
I stick it under my arm. All right. I think we're done here.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Do we just let the yard boys have the monsters and not really worry over much about it?
Yeah.
You'll probably just end up shooting them.
Eh.
Maybe the monsters will take out some of the jerks.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's not like they helped us or anything much.
Ever.
You know, you're pretty bitter. I mean, admittedly, deservedly so, but still, it's pretty bitter. We should stop for tea.
Crumpets.
Ah, yeah. You know, I heard this place that actually adds cheese to the
What?
I know.
Cheese to the crumpets? I might try that.
And they have this really great tea with strawberries in it. Can't believe it. I don't know how they manage that.
Bit unconventional, but after the night we've had, why not?
Or we could just skip straight to the scotch. I know a place where we can buy scotch, so we don't have to be scared of drinking.
London's foremost liquors.
So I take it we cut through the hangar of flying apparatus. Oh, we cannot let them have this.
I'm trying to hotwire it. Come on.
Oh, are you? Well, okay.
I'm sure I can figure out how to fly it.
Oh, we should bring this home. We should bring this home. She will be angry at us, but secretly, she'll be glad we did it. She'll be compelled.
Are you trying to guess her reaction?
I'm trying to hope that her reaction would be what I would want it to be. It never works out that way.
What do you think it'll be? What would your reaction be?
What is that? Where are we going to put that? Oh, great. Then she'll say something like,
that sounds about right.
Nope, that's pretty much it. Oh, great. What are we going to do with that? And why did you bring it here of all places? What exactly were you thinking?
I like the idea of feeling this. So while you alone probably couldn't do it, if you enlist the aid of Dr. Hale and Dr. Cornwallis, since they both have technology, together
we can rule the world.
We could go in.
You could fly.
I have a flying machine.
You could fly this. You could fly. You could launch and fly this airship. You know, ruling the world is up to you. I can't help. That's.
We could go to China and get property. Oh wait, India. We could go to India and get really great spices. We could create a spice empire.
There's already one. You're working for it right now.
You're right. I already work for it now.
So
yes,
it was kind of counterproductive to me. Let's do what we've already done.
The airship is at your disposal. Are we leaving it here, or?
Well, we got to stop by we can't leave it here because the idiots from whatchamacallit will come and then they'll claim it's theirs because they found it, because they're going to strip it of any wealth and distribute it among those higher ups, you realize.
Or I could just take the blueprints and then blow the thing up.
We could fly it over to my family's estate. There's plenty of places to store it there.
His family has estates with apparently large barns. Okay, that's a brilliant plan, really.
How do we get it out of here?
That's true. Besides, we'll be in the country, and he has great tea at his house.
I think my final question, we put a bow on this bad boy. Mrs. Featherston?
Hello.
Do you come back with Woosley and the people from the yard, or you just send them here?
I feel like I actually need to go back with them because of my team, mostly.
You know.
So I think our final scene or ending image is going to be of Featherston and Woosley and a whole team of London Police / Scotland Yard's finest arriving here at the Ridgeway Factory Complex. And as as they do, notice that the giant warehouse thing's roof is now open and lifting up into the heavens is an airship. It just kind of soars overhead. As Grizzly's jaw just kind of drops.
We got an airship. Ha 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 ha. The fun we could have with that.
And there we have it. The end of our Torchwood experience.
Yay!
Yes.
Fun.
Meanwhile, at the place next door to Lieutenant Fogwood's estates.
Oh,
Oh no.
Good Lord.
that's like that's the end credits scene.
It's not. Damn Fogwoods. Dan.
Pack your bags. We're moving for real this time.
And bring the whole county down.
So we'll hit the red button to stop.